All right, let's bring in our panel to all of this. We've got Fox Business Network's Edward Lawrence. We've got market watcher Michelle McKinnon and Deep Digital Chairman Dave Maney. Edward, your thoughts on the no middle ground that the president is laying out here. That tape is going to be there, and we're going to keep going back to that because it's the strongest he's ever been on this issue. It's all or nothing. And consistent with the administration. The U.S. Trade Representative Robert Lighthizer says that he does not want a partial deal. He's working towards a full deal on this. They would like to see everything included in this. You know, it's interesting, though, you say that American companies are paying these tariffs. 437 of those companies now don't have to pay as many. That's the new items that have been excluded from this list. And it's a large amount of items related. Well, I was happy to hear Christmas lights now are saved, patio torches are saved, skateboards. Right. I know you're big into that.
Yes, back in my younger days. Right. Electric trucks that are self-propelled electric trucks, which is something Amazon has said that they're going to go towards. So that is also exempted now coming in. So some big items that basically guts a lot of the tariffs that are in place. This is the concessions, though, that the Chinese were looking for. Our Chinese sources were saying that going into this week, they were looking for discussions on rolling back some of the tariffs. And this could be seen as rolling back some of the tariffs. Now, our Chinese sources are saying that possibly we could now see another announcement of a large agriculture buy, either later on today when the statement comes out related to how these talks went, or next week when the smaller part of that group that's here in Washington, that is in Washington, D.C., goes to the farm countries and visits farms.
You know, Michelle, it's one thing for the Chinese to say they're going to buy more agricultural goods, though. They don't. Wasn't that the thing that made the last deal fall apart? Because they say they're going to do something, but they don't.
Here's the thing, and kind of to your point of the all or the nothing. I mean, the way that I'm looking at it as, yes, obviously the U.S. economy is much stronger than China at the moment. But I think both parties are now looking, well, hold on a minute. We have a lot to lose. And I think you won't necessarily get a trade deal, but I wouldn't be surprised if we get some type of ceasefire here shortly. And
I'm wondering whether these overtures are a step in that direction. The Chinese had already indicated, last week, some of the items we were targeting were going to exempt. I didn't understand what a lot of those items were, like processing oils for fuel widgets or something like that, whatever. But they did that. We do this. In other words, good faith gestures. And that is a little different than prior talks, to Edward's point, that might be setting up something. What do you think?
I think so. And keep in mind, you said it's very black and white what he said. What he said is very black and white, except when he says all or nothing, it's kind of like what the definition of all is, right? Because trade negotiations are shockingly complex, and Edward could tick off the 3 or 4 things and say, well, this kind of means all. But then you go kind of, this is the kind of the cloud that has no real border of exactly what's included in those elements. So my point
But if you don't deal with intellectual property, the stealing
I agree with that.
Let me ask you, if that's not included, there are going to be enterprising and obnoxious journalists like Edward who are going to be fine sticklers for detail and say, wait a minute, you didn't do that, right?
They are, but what will it mean? I don't think any of us could sit on this panel and say, this is what dealing with intellectual property theft will mean, right? So it becomes very easy for both sides in this to ultimately proclaim victory. When they decide they kind of want to play nice, need to play nice, it's not hard. And Edward can pick it apart. I'm not sure that 300 and some odd million Americans will sit there and say, I really understand that that's not really a victory.
Well, I know a lot of viewers who don't put a final stamp on something until they hear it from this man. And so, Edward, if we get something like that, where we're not quite dotting the I's, crossing the T's on the Chinese trying to play fast and loose with our companies that do business over there, how will that be treated?
But I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't. I think that Robert Lighthizer, the entire administration, has actually been very clear in one voice that they are going to protect intellectual property. They are going to make sure that there is some enforcement in an agreement that protects intellectual property. And there will be no deal unless they get that deal. And that is what the president said. Yeah, there will be no deal unless they can enforce that intellectual property. So there's no wiggle room in your mind? In my mind, from who I've talked to, all of the folks in D.C., there is no wiggle room on intellectual property. Now, there's also, we're hearing discussions this week about possibly laying out a plan for the Chinese to stop or reduce the number of forced joint ventures. And that's where some of that intellectual property happens, is that if a Chinese company owns 51% of your company, then you have to give up your technology or how you make stuff.
Do you think there's a list of 100 things that they say, if I don't get all 100 of these, Is it that definitive? Because if it is, I'm just saying
I don't know
nobody
if
in
it's
America
100.
knows what it is.
Right. I don't think it's 100, but I think you're going to have to see some enforcement from the administration, some enforcement in a deal saying that if you break intellectual property, they already have the mechanism. The mechanism is there. They're going to have meetings at the local level, or the monthly meetings with the staff, and then quarterly meetings with the deputy level, and then semi-annual meetings, and all tariffs would be on the table at that semi-annual meeting if a dispute over intellectual property is not set. So that mechanism was agreed upon, and it is there in the deal. They're trying to figure out the language to bind China to that mechanism.
All right, I have no idea what you said, but it sounds very impressive. I'm worried already.